Hi there, this is David and welcome to the Top 10 SNES Towns non-Square Enix edition. Here we'll be looking at all the unique games and towns that other developers created for the SNES. One of my favorite things about JRPGs are the towns, and I love when they're memorable, important, and feel like an event. So come and join me for a look back at some towns that may have been otherwise overlooked. Number 10, Jick of the Magical Land of Oz. For those of you who haven't heard of this game, it is Japan only, but it did also receive a translation and it's pretty damn fantastic. It features a neat scenario system with 3 different heroes to choose from along with 3 different endings. Early in the game, you make it to a town entirely made of cheese, and of course, it's populated by mice. Because the town is just kind of blocks of cheese stacked one on top of the other, it's kind of a game of chutes and ladders to find your way to the top. Along the way, you'll find secret passages, hidden treasures, and this game's version of canon travel service. The mice are impressed by your real-world 90s technology, and they tell you of another inventor who lives nearby. But your very own inventor, Leona, has access to her first workshop here, where she can really start to shine by making equipment, robots, and tanks to fight your battles for you. Number 9. Sandside of Super Shell Monster's Story. This is a neat game just chock full of towns and interesting places to see. If you're a fan of Dragon Quest, you'll want to check out this Japan-only translated release. What makes it so unique is that every playthrough will be different depending on who you choose to have in your party, and you get to do just that in Sandside. There are over 10 different heroes, all with different skills and personalities and backstories as well, that can join your party. This alone makes it a fantastic area, but there's also so much more to it. You meet up with one of Dogler's henchmen who tries to give you information, only for him to be assassinated right before your eyes. You also get the first of your additional helpers here who have map skills that can be used to traverse dungeons, just like in Breath of Fire. It's just oozing old school greatness, and it all really starts here. Number 8, Venezia of Tales of Phantasia. I do remember reading an article a while back where the creators of the Tales series said that they treat each town as if they were actually creating an entirely new character. And that must be why they feel so unique and special. Tales of Phantasia is where this series began, and while it was never released in America, the SNES original as well as the PlayStation remake have both been translated into English. Of the great towns in the game, Venezia is one of the best. It's modeled after Venice, with canals, fountains, verandas, and passages between the dwellings. You even take gondolas to reach different shops and houses. And there's also a fun little matchmaker quest which you can do here, and it really does add to the realism and liveliness of the town. Number 7. Decadus of Secret of the Stars. This game actually is something good? Well, color me shocked. Decadus is the largest city in the game, made up of 4 different regions: the commercial district, the upper and lower sides, as well as the governmental area. When you first arrive, you'll be denied access because they, oddly, don't like strangers. I mean, you would think that a metropolis would welcome immigration, but whatever. You have to dig your way in, attend a circus, rescue another Aquatillion, find some drunken Costera, and join you as well. There's a ton of stuff to be done in the city, and you'll be coming back here all throughout the course of the game. Later on, you'll be bombing your way into the wealthy side of town, which I only found out how to do thanks for Counselor's Corner, manipulating an election, and even flying a rocket ship to the floating continent. Number 6, Winland of Breath of Fire. This town, later named Windia, is a staple in the franchise, and it's first introduced here. As one of the iconic towns in the series, it's always exciting to arrive at Windia, and that's first done here. As members of the Wing Clan, the people sprout wings on their backs, and when they're older, they can all transmutate into great birds. As a bustling castle town filled to the brim with windmills, waterfalls, and built into the side of a mountain, the music is regal and very appropriate for the setting. Here you'll also meet the other staple in the series, the Windian princess Nina. And as usual, she's in trouble as her father has been poisoned, and the people of her clan really can't help him, no matter how much she tries. So, it's up to Ryu to save the king and earn the eternal gratitude of Nina. Number 5. The Mirage Hotel of God. Growth and Devolution, heed the call to awaken. SNES games seem to have a thing for basing their world on the real world, but in God, a Japan-only game that was later released and translated into English, it's pretty blatant. There are a ton of really cool towns here, from New York to LA to London, Moscow, Tokyo, and even far-flung Novosibirsk. However, the town that really stood out to me among all those pretenders was more of a small rest stop on your way to bigger and better things. Even though this place is really only one small building, a lot does happen here. Gen and Mina's teenage love begins to blossom, while Heath expresses his love for Ai in a different way. Later, Ai finds out that she's pregnant, the party celebrates and plans a wedding ceremony for the two. It's really just a shame what happens to her and the baby, though. Well, what is it you say? All I'm going to say is there's a reason why this game wasn't released in America. Number 4. Parsa of Luvia 2. This game is fantastic. It's up there with the best of them, and the towns are no exception. Parsa, though, is a step above the rest. It's here that Maxim and Selen meet, spar, get married, build a home, and have a baby. I will say that the wedding sequence and honeymoon year is very touching. It's just so sweet, it's almost like a mid-game ending. You really begin to get a feel for the characters here, especially Tia. You can literally feel her heart break. It's as if it's wrenched out of her chest. At least Akara and her get a poignant moment before she falls off the face of the earth. After the kidnapping of Jaren, the game makes a complete 180, because the Sinistrals, rather than just being a generic threat, now pose a personal danger to Maxim and his family, and as such, he now has a true reason to destroy them once and for all. Number 3. Township of Breathfire 2. This could very well be the first game that I played where you had to build your own town from scratch. And while that has been done to death in today's day and age, back then it was truly innovative. When you first arrive, it's nothing but a dilapidated building, so it's up to you to recruit one of 3 carpenters, each with a unique building style and specialty. After this point, a game-encompassing side quest opens up where you have to traverse the world to recruit NPCs to populate the town. Depending on who you choose to move there, you can get stat increases, learn new magic spells, receive access to great hunting and fishing spots, or buy powerful equipment, among other things. As in real life, some townsfolk are better than others, with a few of them being completely useless. Much later in the game, when the town burgeons to a full-blown city, it even acts as a mode of transport. Number 2. All of the towns in 10-game Accio Zero. I'm sorry, but the towns in this game are just so good I couldn't choose one. I've never seen towns done so well. They're all fantastically unique, riddled with multiple themes across different worlds. But what makes them really stand out is the real-time clock which came attached to the cartridge. What this does is allow for various festivals to pop up throughout the year. For example, there's a Santa festival over Christmas, a flower watching festival, and even a birthday party just for you. I don't think anything like this has been done before in a game before or since. It's really a sight to behold, as some towns sell certain things only on certain days or even at certain times, like brothels and clubs only being open at night. I've only really just touched upon the surface of this fantastic, Japan-only, turn-based game with its innovative time system. I just do wish that more games did do something similar. And finally, number 1, Fourside of Earthbound. In all honesty, Earthbound has some fantastic towns that could easily sweep this entire video. They're all well done, chock full of interesting characters and secrets. From pizza parlors to bakeries to bus stops, ATMs, and telephones, everything that you would find in a typical American town can also be found here. But I can only choose one town, and Fourside is an event, an experience that you have to look forward to. People begin speaking about the metropolis well before you actually arrive, and then right when you think that you're going to get there, you have to cross a large desert instead. It just builds up anticipation for when you finally cross the suspension bridge into the city and you see the skyscrapers, department stores, and coffee shops. Yeah, I guess you get some pretty psychedelic coffee, and now you can go out and explore its alter ego, Moonside. Can you think of any other bipolar towns that literally have a flip side to them? And that's not all. Who can forget the anxiety that you feel after Paul is kidnapped and the riveting climb to the top of the tower for the showdown with Porky? Well, that's it for the top 10. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments, and please look forward to the PlayStation editions of the best towns as well. Have a good day.